Good morning, my union. This is Michelle Keller to you at DC 37, retiree of Local 375. Welcome to another episode of Unions, Organized and Resilient. They say when you give people light, they find their way. That was Ella Baker, activist, and spoken by Joe Biden in this recent race. On November 7th, frontline and essential workers, especially of color, exercised their right in record numbers to protect their democracy. And they won. Joe Biden, now the president-elect. Kamala Harris, first woman, Black and social Asian and South Asian American. Vice president-elect. Democracy runs through its people. Let's have some introductions today of who's going to be talking to our public. Can we start with Zelma? Zelma, who are you and what do you represent?
Good morning. My name is Zelma Brown, and I'm a retiree from Local 768. And I've been working for DC 37 in the union for over 37 years.
Thank you so much. Anna?
Myself. Yes, good morning. My name is Anna Barry. I'm also a retiree of DC 37, Local 768.
Thank you so much. And what about you, Debbie?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Deborah Basacco. I am an uprising union activist. I am currently with CWA Local 1180.
Very nice, very nice. And Danielle, do you want to talk to us this morning?
I am Danielle Gabor, and I am with DC 37, Local 107.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So your first question this morning asks you, what social issues should we expect to prioritize in this new administration? Let's start with Anna.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. What social issues that are out there right now should we be, or hope will be, prioritizing in this new administration?
Socially, there's so many issues.
Sure.
For me, I'm concerned with housing. From this pandemic, so many of my friends and colleagues have been displaced because of lack of income and being able to pay their rent. So there's concerns with housing as well, like I said, as others, healthcare.
All right.
But for me, would be housing right now. There's so many of my friends that I know and people that they know that are displaced right now. And it's really unfortunate.
Okay, Zelma, you want to pick up a little bit on that?
Yes, also healthcare is a priority because a lot of people don't have healthcare. Like we all should have healthcare. Being with this pandemic, a lot of lives has been lost. Too many lives has been lost, and people are still getting sick. And to me, that's a main concern. We do gotta fight this virus to help other people. And it's all over the United States, all over the world. This pandemic is all over the world. And we as United States of America has to, put stop to get the virus so everybody can be healthy and live on the American dream.
Okay, Danielle, your thoughts?
This pandemic is a major issue that needs to be taken care of, and unemployment.
All right.
Too many people that have lost their jobs and result and yeah.
Okay, Debbie?
Well, as Anna mentioned, there's so many issues, crises. But the one thing for me that sticks out is systemic racism and for, you know, just seeing the glass being broken by our newly uh, elected Kamala Harris. I'm just so excited because being a biracial woman of color, I'm sorry, I just see something that says the internet connection is unstable. I don't know if you guys see that. But anyway, I'm
There it
sorry. But yeah, it's just, you know, these unprecedented times. So I'm just ecstatic. And but one of the things, like I said, is systemic racism because it is infiltrated in everything,
Okay. Okay.
everywhere, in everything.
So let's pick up on what you were just speaking to. So here's a question. What do you think the fight of hope represents for Kamala Harris in her new accomplishment? Certainly she's won, but she's done it in a number of different ways. She's done it for her mom, herself, and us. So let's take it a couple of places. We're union sisters. Let's go there first. What has her accomplishment done for us right here in our union? Zelma, would you like to pick up on that?
Well, her being biracial, black and let's see, she knows the fight we had and have, and she probably can try to at ease the racistness of this country, being that she's a Black woman and know the struggles we have did all our lives.
All right, so let's keep going. Struggles. I'm hearing the word struggles. Anna, pick up on that. You're a Black woman in a union. Kamala
Yes.
Harris has accomplished. What did that say to you?
It said to me that there is hope. Hope knowing that I'm finally going to be represented in the White House. And forgive me for being emotional, but I hope to know that in the future, I can now see that there's possibility to have a woman and a woman of color as the president in the next level. I can see that now. That hope is there. I spoke to my granddaughter just the other night, and she said, "Grandma, will I be able to meet her, be like her?" And I wanted to say, yes, baby, anything is possible. We have hope. And that's what I see. Having Kamala Harris there, I see hope and pride.
Okay. Danielle, you want to pick up on that a little bit? You're a union sister. You're helping out. More than helping out. You're leading. What did Kamala's achievement do for you?
Well, with both Kamala and with Joe, I like how they're both very pro labor union. So that is something we haven't had in a while.
Unpack that for me a little bit. Your labor union. What do you suspect that this looks like some better days, quote unquote, for us? Can you unpack that a little bit? Labor, give me a little something up on top of that.
Just getting safety in the workplace, just everything that's involved with the labor union. They're definitely for that.
Fair enough. Debbie, want to round that out a little bit? You had started to talk about that as a biracial woman in particular, that I'm sure you can feel very akin to, but you're still a union. What about it? When you heard that, you saw that achievement, it's still moving. Every day it'll move, but you sit on a work floor amongst your own people. You lead. You're a Kamala Harris on your work floor. What does that mean?
It's just an incredible experience, feeling, I should say, because just thinking about what we have gone through as women, mothers. We are the you know, we are the keepers, the nurturers, the everything to raise kings and queens. So I just think that as a union activist and working with others and leading, and you know, leaders make other leaders, you know, so we're just here helping each other. It's just a hope for the hopeless.
Okay. I like that. So this happened fairly well. The act happened fairly rapidly, but for a while, normally on the day of the election, we generally get the results. But we were pretty inoculated this year, and we knew that whatever would happen that day probably would not give us our answer one way or the other. We expected maybe a month before we got the answer, but it didn't last that long, and it did fall right for us. Where were you when that happened, and what were your immediate thoughts? What did you think about right away, Danielle?
Excitement. When they announced it on Saturday, I was watching CNN at the time. And when they were like, we have a big projection, I got so excited. And I started, texting family and friends, being like, put on the news. Joe is projected. He's going to be the next president. And there was a lot of happiness, tears, all of the above.
Okay. Debbie, did you get excited?
What?
Did you hit the roof?
I was emotional. I had the chills. I was excuse me. I was just emotional. I had my 10-year-old granddaughter, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, watch, look. This is you. And it was just so exciting. It's uplifting. It's thinking about our ancestors, those that died before us, who who fought the good fight. So it was just an overwhelming experience.
And thank you. And Anna, you're still having some backlash on it, right? Because you know how far that was the first step, right? So where were you, and what were your first thoughts instinctually? What did you think about?
I tell you, from the beginnings, I've been watching since Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just waiting to hear something. The minute I step out to go shopping to Targets, that's where I was when I found out. My cell phone was blowing up. I was receiving texts. People were trying to call me to let me know that we have a new president. And I tell you, I was elated. And I was inside the Target saying, we have a new president. And I was so happy. And people were like, just shouting and pushing the shopping cart. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Zelma, you weren't sleeping, were you?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
I heard the people yelling in the street, pots, pan, horns
Yeah.
going and everything like that. I said, yay, we did it. We did it. I said, yes, that's right.
So let me wrap up a little history now. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Let me see if you kind of know the answer to this. Someone set the boundaries, or let's say they set the moment for Carmela, right? Carmela won, but someone prior to her, Congresswoman, set these boundaries for many years ago. Debbie, do you know who that was?
I know.
And why important, by the way?
I know.
Hold tight. I want Deb knows. If you know, you know. If you don't,
No.
and it's okay if you don't know, because
I
that's
know.
part of our history too. Danielle, do you know who that woman was?
I know.
Not sure.
Okay, cool your horse, cool your jets there.
I know. I know.
Give Danielle a little room. Give her a little room.
Okay. I know.
She's thinking.
Yeah, let Zelma take
Okay.
this.
All right. Zelma, jump on in there. Give us a little bit of background. Who was the woman, and what's a little bit of her background? What? She's no longer living, but what was her honor?
Her was Congressman Shirley Chisholm.
Okay, so what about her?
Well,
Why did she give Kamala this underpinning at this time?
Well, she was the first Black woman to run for president of the United States.
Okay. Do you remember about when she took that bid? About what year?
I think it was 1972.
Very good. Excellent. And what was she before that? She could only take that bid because what was her representation? What did she represent at that point?
She represented Brooklyn on the Congress.
In what capacity?
And what capacity?
Easy
That
enough.
That you got me stuck on.
Congresswoman. She was a congresswoman.
Yeah.
And she also was known 3 different ways. She too was intersectional, right? What was she? A congresswoman? Right?
Yes.
What else was she?
And she represented Brooklyn.
She represented Brooklyn, right? But what roles was she in? For purposes of her existence, what roles was she known for? I know she was a congresswoman. A lot of people know that. But what else?
With education with children.
That's right. She was an educator. That's exactly it. And on a final note, does anybody else know what else she did? Simple enough. And she's serving just like we are. She was a teacher.
Yes.
She was a teacher, right? Educator, teacher, author, congressperson. But the point here is that she set the underpinnings for the history that's happening today. We must know that. Okay, so as you walk away today and you get into these different conversations and people are talking about this excitement, right? Because after the excitement, you always get the excitement before you get the hard work. But it's something that we have to take the time, each and every one of us, to try to enjoy, because it gives us a substance of what it is that we're trying to do. So here's a final question for you. At least 159.8 million Americans, and it's still counting, right, have voted in the 2020 presidential election. It's the highest turnout since the 1900s. It was buoyed up by what? The early ballots. So I ask you, think for a few minutes. How do you think the process of early voting has changed the landscape of voting in this country? Early voting, good or bad, how has it changed the landscape? And while you're answering that question, we would like to know also, how did you vote? Anna, get us started.
Well, I voted early, the first day, October 24th, that Saturday. I believe early voting helped tremendously. Being able to have more than one day in November to vote, allow people to just go straight to vote Saturday, Sunday, all the way until I believe it was November 1st. So it allowed people opportunity to be able to cast their votes early and not only have just one day to vote. So it definitely helped tremendously.
Zelma, come on in there.
Yeah, I did early voted also, but casting a ballot early for some people in rural areas and our seniors that can't get out, it was a good thing for them, because that's why we had all these ballots, because some people couldn't get out like that to go to the polling place.
Okay, all right. Danielle?
In New Jersey, the only option was to vote by mail. There were some polling locations that were open election day, but it was a paper ballot only. But I felt like I enjoyed being able to do vote by mail this year. I think it helped extremely, especially in some states for Joe. And I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. You were still excited there.
What I was going to say was in places like New York, by it being multiple days, it alleviated the lines. Where people may have still had to wait online, it would usually be probably a whole lot longer if it was just one day.
Yes.
Multiple days, that definitely helped.
Okay. That excitement for what is right, what is naturally right, God-given, our vote. Debbie, I don't want to forget you. How did you vote, and how did this change the landscape of what we're going to do going forward as far as American elections are concerned?
It was a wonderful experience to be able to vote early. I voted early. My family voted early, and it was just, because it has never happened before in history. So it was just an awesome experience to be able to do that as early as possible. And just to see the excitement in everyone just wanted to, be part of this, let their voice be heard. It was just a great experience.
Nice. Some quick closing thoughts. Something that's on your mind. You're saying goodbye to your folks at this point. What would you want to leave folks with? Because this is just a start. Maybe if we look at ourselves a year from now, we'll be talking a different way. But this is the start of something new that we feel that we actually took part in just by doing what? Applying our God-given right to vote, and why it's so very, very important. So Anna, what do you want to leave your public with?
I just wanted to leave publicly that for people to know that we now have hope, and that we are able to now heal from our past. We're able to heal.
Okay. Zelma?
Let me see how could I say. It was a wonderful experience seeing a lot of young people come out
Mm,
and vote and give their opinion about the democratic procedure of the elections. And I enjoyed that. And hopefully, it will continue forever.
I like that. Young people's
Young,
involvement. Young
that's right.
people's
Young
energy.
people gotta get out there. Yes.
Debbie Young, we said young. What pick up on that? Young, we said young.
I mean, it's so good. I mean, the young people just keep me young. It's so good to see them just out there, in all capacities, just being part of. This is history in the makings, and they have really showed up and showed out.
Nice.
Very
nice.
proud of our young people. Very proud.
Okay. And remember, it's a continuing effort. We're not going to stop. They need to be right at our side.
That's right.
Danielle, I'll give you the final comments to your public.
Just keep getting involved, keep voting, keep being involved, just be out there.
Very good.
Active, be an activist.
So thank you so much. We're glad that you joined us today. We want to say thank you to you, the listeners. We want to say thank you to our sisters in service. We want to move in some type of way that makes us think about what we do each and every day. It's a blessing to us. We do this in the memory of all of our brothers and sisters that are either living with COVID or we have lost to COVID. And we continue to bring you these series. Be well, be healthy. Bye-bye.